Abigail is the Melissa Barrera and Kathryn Newton mega blockbuster horror movie that will show the moviegoers that the dumbest way to earn $50 million is to rob a bank. Okay, how about win the lottery? Okay, how about kidnapping a 12 years old Barrera vampire girl? We are about to dive in deep into the movie review of Abigail and see why this is one of the best movies of the year.
What can I say? I like playing with my food.
The movie featured Melissa Barrera as Joey, Dan Stevens as Frank, Alisha Weir as Abigail, Catlett as Rickles, Kathryn Newton as Sammy, Karen Durand as Peter or the Blob in one of Wolverine's movies, and Giancarlo Esposito as Lambert. The movie starts off as Gabrielle is practicing her ballerina routine on stage to be the best ballerina girl she can be. Meanwhile, Joey and the gang are planning to kidnap Abigail by following her home, sneak into her house, and drug her to sleep with the help of hacking the computer system and get away with it in a plumber van. I guess they borrowed that van for the Mario Brothers. So the team of misfits drive to the house where they meet Lambert, and they tie Abigail to the bed blindfolded with handcuffs. The plan was to kidnap the girl and earn $50 million 7 ways. But there's a problem, and they have to babysit her for 24 hours with made-up names. While the band of misfits kill some time, they profile each other, walk around, look at pictures on the walls, and even watch an old cartoon of Woody the Woodpecker. Scream Girl goes upstairs and check on her to see if she's alright and make a pinky promise to protect her. That pinky promise probably means she's going to kill you later, or at least last, but the pinky thing plays a part later on in the movie. Then Abigail says this:
I'm sorry about what's gonna happen to you.
That's more than enough that she's going to kill them. So Scream Girl tells Frank about what she said, and Frank goes to Abigail and wants to know who her father in the worst way. She tells Frank and he's threatened to leave because her father is one of the biggest and baddest men in the planet, I guess. Realizing who her father is, they try to escape, but he's trapped inside the building. However, everyone did not want to escape because they want the split of the money. So this drunk dude walks around and pulls pranks on everyone. He's too high and stupid to figure out that he don't know where he's going or what he's doing. I guess it's time to start killing his misfits now. Drunk guy here goes to the basement alone. Doors open by himself, and being an idiot, he checks it out. A few minutes later, his head's been decapitated, and Lisa Frankenstein shows up and screams so loud that everybody heard, and now immediately due to one of the misfits dead. There is a backstory of 3 detectives went missing, or most likely dead due to some type of vampire hitman eliminated his image during the case. While everyone is doing their rounds, Rickles and Scream Girl decide to team up because they do not trust the other members. As soon as they split up, Rickles is already gone. Now we have a gun pointing at each other and blaming game of who took out the ex-Marine Rickles. Frank and Peter wants to beat some information out of Abigail, but Scream Girl is having none of it. They enter Abigail's room, argue, but then the unthinkable happened. Abigail raises up and turns to full vampire mode like in one of Blade movies. A bullet was shot to the head and did not work, and she took that like Wolverine gets shot in the head. The misfits ran like hell and locked her in, so now they have a huge problem. They kidnapped a 12 years old ballerina vampire. So Scream Girl says this:
Okay, how do we kill a vampire?
What do you mean, how do you kill a vampire? You just fought Ghostface in your last movie. I'm sure she's a lot easier, right? Then Lisa Frankenstein says this:
What are we talking about, like an Anne Rice or a True Blood, Twilight?
I'm pretty sure Anne Rice wants nothing to do with you or the vampire ballerina girl. Frank, Sammy, and Peter had a plan to jump the little girl because they were getting embarrassed, but Abigail beat them too badly. She beat them like she was John Wick. One of them was getting stabbed like 50 times, another was getting beat like a drum, and the other got stabbed in the leg with a stake. They got beat so bad they came with another plan. The exact same plan as last time.
The dumbass world-dominating plan.
Except Scream Girl's gonna use a tranquilizer to put her to sleep. The plan is all of them split up, and whoever finds Abigail, Scream Girl will run to them and shoot her with the needle, which is by far the stupidest plan ever. So they all split up, going along, and Lisa Frankenstein fall into the lower floor that has multiple dead bodies in a pool, and of course she's freaking out. Meanwhile, Peter, worried about his splitter on his finger, that Abigail shows up, chasing him through the hallway, and he fell on the floor, and so did Frank. While Abigail is beating him up again, Peter did a Superman dive like he's Goldberg and held her down, but not before she bit Sammy. I guess she bit her because of that awful movie of the movie Lisa Frankenstein. Finally, Screen Girls put her to sleep with the needle. Abigail wakes up a few minutes later in a cage and profiled all of them based on their history. She knew everything about them, and she even set them up the whole thing about the money. There was never a $50 million ransom, and the real reason is to bring them over because the father enemies want to have them over so she can kill them off. They tried to make a deal and she declined, but she came with her own deal to let someone live if she would let them out the cage, and they declined to the point that she busts the cage open and tried to kill them. But Screen Girl shows up and temporarily injured Abigail. Now they come up with another decent plan, which is to reset the breaker box to open the shutters to free them, and what's even better is they team up, what they should have did the first time. Sammy and Peter on one team, and Screen Girl is with Frank. Remember Sammy was bitten earlier? Well, Abigail mind controlled her and ended up deleting Peter, which was brutal to the point that she was doing some weird dance routines. Screen Girls and Frank shows up and find out Sammy taking out Peter, and they started running using the silver platter that reflected the moonlight, and Sammy was eliminated like Deacon Frost was eliminated in Blade. Whenever a vampire dies, this was happening to him. Now, Screen Girl and Frank can find Abigail, and Lambert was in the room hiding and watching him the whole time. What's worse, he was bitten and turned to a vampire. Now, another deal is in place if Lambert wants Frank to team up with him to delete Abigail, while Screen Girl is pretty much defenseless. Frank's freeze with them and get bit by Lambert, but flip the script and he turn around and delete Lambert.
Backstabbers!
Talk about being a backstabber. So now it's Abigail versus Frank, and Frank is winning the battle and then beats up Screen Girl for a few minutes. All of a sudden, Abigail and Screen Girl makes another deal and team up to take out Frank. And this Frank again gets the upper hand on Abigail. And remember the pinky finger thing that was back then earlier? Screen Girl finally starts fighting back with essential urgency, and both of them beat Franks and the movie ends, but not before Abigail's dad shows up and let her go because she was going to be on his new menu. I actually like the movie a lot. Abigail would start off a character of nice and innocent, but turned vicious and mean. She even toyed with her food.
What can I say? I like playing with my food.
Dancing around and embarrassing the misfits. She did a great job playing the ferocious vampire killer. The characters of the movies were sold it very well. Some characters were a bit goofies, some was a bit serious, and other was a bit annoying. A bunch of people trying to make money the illegal way and did not know they was in a fight for their lives. When they realized they were trapped and Abigail knew all their secrets, reality set in real quick. The mood of the movie was somewhat fast paced but kept you entertained. There was some unnecessary parts in the movie, like Lisa Frankenstein was dancing, which I could take that out of the movie. The blood splatter was overkill and a big dart like motor oil instead of blood. The acting was perfect and the horror was more like a combination of a comedy horror and suspense horror. $7 million is not enough for me to babysit someone for 24 hours who's like a mini version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, instead of she slaying her enemies in a unique way. I would have never entered the house when the Misfits was in the middle of nowhere plus at night. Secondly, I would never go to the area and check out anything, and if I do hear any noises, I am running away from it and not checking it out. I was never bored watching this movie and kept me intrigued the whole time, and I would give this movie 8.5 stars. Let me know in the comment section if you are going to see this movie. Let me know what you think of it. If you want me to do more future movie reviews, press the like, share, and subscribe button. I will see you in the next movie review.